ourselves to enjoy ourselves, and then later on we come out to claim that somebody has used that. Nobody has used uses in 2020. Wiser in 2020. Speak up.
And once again, welcome back to my channel. So I'm a Ghanaian based YouTuber. I blog about lifestyle, fitness and practical experiences that inspire people.
Yeah, hello, whatever brothers, you're God and once again, you're welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing amazing. And as you guys can see, I'm actually feeling myself because it's my birthday week and I'm so excited, guys. Anyways, so today I want to talk about something very delicate. I'm so passionate about it because I actually live with 3 strong gentlemen, and there's a lot of things that as a girl among these guys I try as much as possible to, learn from them, and I try to share with you, my cherished viewers on my channel. So if today happens to be your first time, my name is Tifo. I'm a Ghanaian based blogger. I blog about lifestyle, fitness and practical life experience. So if you see me here today and you actually can relate to my videos, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. One time I was talking to my brothers, and then my brother were asking me, why is it that women actually feel more attached to men whenever there's a sexual intercourse? And he went further to say that there wasn't any defined reason for that sexual intercourse, whether being like for a man sitting a lady down and talking about it. It was just a mutual energy that he gave and the woman responded. It felt like we all are in the mood, like we have the energy, we feel each other, so therefore we have the right to do anything that we want to.
God have mercy upon us.
And in most cases the women ask this question after intimacy, and they ask what next, and I find it very uncomfortable because I know there's a lot of women who have actually, in one way or the other, been victims of this same question. Why do you have an affair with a woman or a man without even knowing what was the purpose of the affair? What defines you allowing yourself to have an intimacy with a guy? Because in most cases, for instance, I'm a bubbly person. I'm very open. I meet people for a day and they feel like they have known me for years and years and all that. So therefore, it gives the men signal that okay, I can vibe with this person, I have certain things in common with this person, and for that reason I can be with that person. But the problem that I have with my fellow women, or even some men, is that the moment they have that intimacy with a guy, without first of all discussing whether they are just friends, or 2, whether they just want to start something, or they just the guy want to be in a relationship or start a relationship, or they want to be in a serious relationship. None of these discussions actually goes on before the intimacy. So if a guy approach you, you become very cool with the guy, then you become cozy and you end up having an intimacy without any defined reason for that intimacy. Then later on you ask, what's next?
What's the worry you now?
For me, from my brother's encounter, it makes it very uncomfortable for the gentleman or for the men, because they went further to tell me that there wasn't any agreement being in a relationship or something. So why then do women have that mindset or always ask why or what's next after the intimacy? Then I ask myself, man, how do you have intimacy with a lady without talking about what is the purpose of that thing?
What?
Having an intimacy with somebody can sometimes be unplanned. Period. Sometimes it's just the spark of the moment. Unconsciously, certain things can happen. You can have an intimacy with a guy without even realizing that I've done something of that sort. That's okay. But consciously, as a woman, how do you have an affair with a guy without knowing if you are going out with a guy or if it was just a one-night stand? You know what? In a nutshell, undefined affair, undefined intimacy. The moment that you have an intimacy which is undefined, you cannot blame the guy. You cannot say that you have been used. The two of you agreed to have that intimacy. It was a mutual understanding to do it. In as much as you did not let the guy define it, or you didn't define it, you didn't talk about it, beloved, you cannot say that you have been used. You allowed yourself to be used if you think you have been used. Because I just don't get it. See, we all are victims. We have all been victims in the past. And I think in 2020, young women should be more mature enough to be able to stand strong and firm, and not to think that, okay, well, I have met a guy, he's cool, he's nice, he takes me out, he bought me this, he did that to me, and and all that. So therefore, it is okay for the guy to have an intimacy with you without defining what is it. Then you allow yourself to have that intimacy, then later on you say that you have been used. And I know that lots of us, in one way or the other, we have allowed ourselves to be in a situation like that. I will not say that somebody used you, but all that I will say is sometimes we make those mistakes so that we learn. So please, if you meet a guy, if you meet a lady, before you have an intimacy with a lady, sit with the lady, sit with a gentleman, and tell the gentleman, and tell the lady, you know what, we met a day ago and I feel like we look good together. There's a connection. So therefore, I see the energy you are giving me, but I just want us to sit down and talk about it and define what we both want from each other, so that you can know and have a defined relationship, a defined understanding before the intimacy. But if you don't do all these things, then you think because he's buying you this and buying you that, because he's giving you time and attention, that is love. My dear, no, that cannot be love. It is possible, yes, of course, it can be love. But what if it is not so? Just because you did not allow yourself to have that defined conversation with such a person. It is normal sometimes you can have an intimacy with somebody without even planning it or without even thinking anything of that sort will happen. And even with that, women are still complaining that, oh, after something happened between the two of us, after we had an intimacy, he's not calling me, he's not texting me, he's not doing the. Beloved, you are at fault. You made your own mistakes, because you should have defined it. You should have talked about it. Because women are so emotional. Women kind of like have this kind of like bond, one that's an intimacy. So therefore, Mr. Man, don't think that because he is giving you back the energy you were giving her, you think, okay, it's okay, and it was just that we did it together. So what next again? What do you want again? Why are you asking what's next? So what was it about? Was it just fun? Was it just one night stand? If that was just one night stand, you could have possibly still explained to the woman, this is what I want. A defined communication with a guy before you even start having intimacy with a person. Because in the minds of guys, having an intimacy with some guys doesn't mean that you should end up in a relationship. No. This is why a lot of people are saying, and he has used me. Beloved, nobody has used anybody. You allowed yourself to be used. You used yourself. No, tell me, on a more serious note, who used who? Nobody has used anybody. Did he force you? He didn't force you. Did you enter the room by yourself? Yes, beloved, you did. Did you enjoy it? Yes, you enjoyed it. Who used who? Nobody has used you. It's just that you didn't apply your own common sense. I keep telling women that it is good to choose the kind of guy that you want to have an intimacy with. Because the moment you feel like, okay, this person likes you, this person likes you, and then you choose who you want to have that intimacy with, you cannot blame anybody, because at the end of the day, it was your own personal choice, it was your own personal decision that this is the kind of guy I want to have an intimacy with. So if I am done having intimacy with this guy, then no problem. Nobody is at loss. Nobody has used anybody, because at the end of the day, it was my own personal decision that I want to have an affair with this person without having any defined relationship, without having any defined conversation that at the end of this intimacy, this is where we should go, or this is the path we should take.
Thank you.
It is not an automatic thing that after having intimacy with a guy, the guy is going to have a serious relationship with you. Beloved, no. For all you know, it was just a one-night stand. For all you know, it was just a fling. For all you know, it was just lust. For all you know, it was just curiosity. And afterward, that's it. The spark is gone. Then, because women are so attached and emotional when it comes to having an intimacy, they become the victims. In 2020, please, let's stop doing that. Let's stop having an intercourse or having an intimacy with men or women before we ask, so what's next? So after the whole enjoyment, after the man has finished enjoying, after you have finished enjoying, that is when you think you can speak any sense into the man's head. No, it doesn't work like that. So I hope and believe that in 2020, we have few months to end 2020. And I just want to advise you that stop. Don't have any intimacy with a guy if you have not defined it. If that is not what you want, don't do it. If you are looking for a partner, communicate that, okay, I can't have any intimacy with you because this is what I'm looking for, that's what I want. There is nothing wrong telling a man that I want a relationship, I want a serious relationship, I want to have a man of my own. So therefore, that is what I'm looking for. And if that is not what you are in for, I'm sorry, I cannot do this with you. Beloved, it's not a crime. Because I think it is time for women to stand on our grounds and claim that we also have the right to ask what we want from men. Because if you want a dark chocolate tall guy, it's the same way you can also ask a man that what do you also want? What do you want from me? There's nothing wrong asking that question. Okay, you want to have sex with me. Why do you want to have sex with me? And when we have the sex, what's next? Before you go and lie down there for the man to have that intercourse with you or that intimacy with you, before you come and say that, what's next? We allow ourselves to enjoy ourselves, and then later on we come out to claim that somebody has used that. Nobody has used you, sis. In 2020, wiser. In 2020, speak up. In 2020, ask for what you want. In 2020, demand what you want, and you definitely get it. And if that is not what you want, you move on instead of somebody who just wants a fling or just a one-night stand. So in 2020, beloved, let's wise up. Let's speak up. Let's not allow ourselves to be used. As we all claim we have been used. You have not been used. Yes, we didn't use our common sense. For women, yes. The moment we have that intimacy, we feel like, okay, we are in heaven, the guy is ours, you know what, we have won the car, you know what, and all that. But for them, it doesn't work like that. So please. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video, and I hope we have all made these mistakes growing up, or some of us are even still making this mistake. So let's try our possible best to ask why and what before we allow ourselves to be to have that intimacy with guys, then later on we claim that we have been used, or we even ask what's next, which is somehow uncomfortable to the men. The men are claiming that it is not comfortable. So if you don't talk to them about it, and after the harm has been done, come and ask what's next. Hello, what's the person going to do? If the person doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, you can't force the person. So please. So I hope you have learned a thing or two in this video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below and let me know your experience. So until we meet again at the same time, it's a girl, Nika, and Tifo. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and until then, see you. Bye.